So welcome to Cuba. This is literally Cuban soil in the center of Ybor City. This is one of 3 official Cuban properties that's owned by Cuba, the Cuban government in the United States, one being here in Ybor City, one being in Washington, D.C., and then one, the embassy, and then one being in New York for the UN and the missionaries, where the delegates would go when they're at the UN. This was given to the Cuban government in 1950. This property is dedicated to José Martí. He was a poet, journalist, and revolutionist who would often give passionate speeches here to the Cuban workers at the cigar factories, fighting for the independence to get Cuba away from Spain. And he actually fought and died in battle. But this was something that apparently there was a lady who lived here, had a home on this property at one time, and she donated that or made that go to the Cuban government. A lot of history here, beautiful park, very well maintained. One of the only places that's considered Cuban territory without guards and gates. Sorry, there's typical little bit of a disturbance around here, kind of par with the territory. In Ybor City, the official mascot, actually, I do believe, I don't think it's official, but it should be, is the rooster. They are everywhere. They are descendants from the Cuban workers. They were brought here and have never gone away. They're actually, the roosters are actually protected, and they're everywhere. I think the worst danger they have is cars. But they're a fun little part of the community. Beautiful birds. I sure couldn't imagine living over here in this building, hearing those roosters crowing every morning. That would probably become a little annoying. No such thing as sleeping in. But what a cool little thing, this place literally being considered Cuban territory. Kind of makes you wonder, if you do something wrong here, do you get in trouble with the Cuban government or the United States? All right, guys, in the car, let's go to the last standing cigar factory in the United States. It's called JC Newman Cigar Factory. And this was actually established in 1895. So an extremely old cigar factory, lots of history, and they're actually still, oh shit, damn.
What are you doing, man?
Too busy looking at you guys. Went the wrong way.
Well, that's a good way to get a ticket. You want to join them?
No, sir. Have a good day, man.
Stay on the right side.
Hey, can you tell me how to get to JC Newman?
JC Newman?
Cigar Factory?
That's 22nd. It's on 22nd Street, I think.
I think it's that way. So I'm trying to get to this before it closed at 3. I'm trying to do a video on them. The old one.
Yeah, okay. You turn here.
Oh, so that, okay.
Go north.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, I was going down the wrong direction on the road. A little mess up there with the TPD, but hey, they were actually nice. You don't always get that lucky here. But JC Newman Cigar Factory, one of the oldest, still standing, still producing cigars, and actually use authentic machines that they don't even have the manufacturers who make them anymore, so they have to have special people come in when the machines do break down. But I've never been there, and I thought it would be a really cool place to check out, so let's go do it.
You'll take 95 that way. You want back? Then we're going to Georgia. If you stop in Burlington, go to J off. In Burlington? Yeah. Really? We got a JR here. Oh, you can't miss that. You already here today? Yeah, we're here until Sunday. Yeah. Today, we got on the plane, came straight in. Go to Sterling Cigar Lounge tonight. Which one? Sterling Cigar Lounge. Oh, I go to Sterling every time I come. We got jazz, and then also the Seattle. We going to Seattle National. So, Cigar International is ridiculous. Good. But I enjoy it every time I go. Well, then y'all be here. Every time I go, I like jazz. I like when you go to jazz.
They're made out of Dominican Cuban seed tobacco, so I guess in a way, yeah. But no, they're all So go upstairs, smoke, enjoy yourselves, guys, and then come back here. Thank you, guys.
I wish I could explain the smell of this place because it smells absolutely amazing. I haven't smoked cigars since I was in college, but this place does smell incredible. You can just smell that beautiful tobacco leaf. Very cool. Little history here. Julius Caesar Newman, 1895. Still in operation. Very cool. If you ever come to Tampa, this is a free museum just to browse around. And they actually do tours, but the tours are about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes long. I'm gonna try to find where the people are rolling the cigars. Oh, what a cool building. Hear a little noise back here. What's going on? Huh. Let's see if we can. He said third floor, but I'm going to see if I can snoop around a little bit without getting kicked out. Oh, wow. Huh. Wow, check out that old picture. God, this place is beautiful, though. What a neat place. You do want to come here before 3 o'clock. They stop rolling, and I believe they close around 5. Man, if I could explain the smell of this place, it's just incredible. I keep saying that, but this is a gorgeous place, and then something about smell is always amazing. It's okay to walk around it?
Absolutely.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Pictures, videos, whatever you want, man. Yeah, just smoke the cigar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I was just explaining on the video how this place smells amazing. Just absolutely. What are you smoking?
Smoking. So we have a program where a customer can buy their own blend. They can make their own blend.
Really?
Yeah. You have to buy a minimum of 80 cigars, $30 a piece. So it's a $2,400 program. Plus a few deposits in the company.
$30 per cigar?
Yes.
Okay.
You get 4 boxes of 20 leather cases with your own private band on them. And then, so what we do is we consult with you, we come up with a couple blends, let you try it, see where you're at with it, and then we make them.
Very cool. That's neat.
This is one of them.
Very nice. That's your own blend, your own special thing that you like, huh?
No, this is one of the customer blends that we're just trying to see which one if we're hitting what he wanted to get.
Okay. Okay. And I just noticed the humidor's kicking in some.
Yeah.
What's the temperature in here?
Temperature right now is probably around 72, maybe 73 degrees, and about, I don't know, it depends on where you're at here, but we try and keep it around 68 to 70%.
Percent humidity wise.
Try.
Nice. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
¿Cómo está? All the different types of tobacco you can get. Like the gentleman was saying, you can create your own blend, $30 per cigar with a minimum order. And there's that humidity kicking in. Just a beautiful place. I'm well. How are you doing? Are these old cigar?
They are not. They're just old.
Sorry, I'm just being nosy on video.
It's okay. Absolutely welcome.
Thank you. You work here, I'm assuming?
I do, yeah. I am the tobacco and factory liaison.
Okay.
So I work between here Tampa and Esteli, Nicaragua.
You okay being on video?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Darren, by the way.
Darren, nice to meet you. Thank you for visiting.
Nice to meet
Your
you.
First time?
It is.
Nice.
And can you tell me your name again?
Ivan Rivera.
Ivan Rivera, okay.
So I'm the factory tobacco liaison between Tampa and Esteli, which is in Nicaragua. And we handle some of the business and communications that happens between the two factories.
Where does most of your tobacco come from?
Most of the tobacco comes from Nicaragua.
Nicaragua, okay.
We do have American tobacco. We do get some from Indonesia. So there's varying. A little
Cool.
bit of from Brazil.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful place. Yeah, this is my first, it's crazy because I live here in Tampa, but it's my first time coming in. This is gorgeous.
It's a crown jewel for Tampa. Yeah.
In the history of the building, this is the only cigar building in the United States or the world?
Last family-owned cigar factory that's still operating.
Families, okay.
Yeah, so the family bought this in the 1930s.
Okay.
And it's been here ever since. And it was originally a cigar factory.
But JC Newman started in 1895?
1895 in Ohio, and then they moved to Tampa
Okay.
Moved to Tampa, and then it's been here ever since.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very
In fact,
cool, man.
We went through its preservation, renovation for the past 10 years, where it's gotten to where it's at now, and
Just
you know.
going up from there.
Yeah, and so the building across the street, they're actually preserving now. You see the construction that's happening.
Okay.
And that the family also owns that property, so that's going to become a cigar lounge and a restaurant and a boutique hotel.
Oh,
upstairs.
wow, a boutique hotel.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really cool. The way it was originally designed and built. That building is very unique because for the early 1900s, it was one of the only concrete buildings in the city.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's really cool.
What's your favorite smoke?
Right now, I'm smoking the Ybor Newman. It's really good. That one's a really good one. I like the Angel Quest. That's a good one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I appreciate your time. Sorry to bother you.
Likewise. And we do cigar rolling classes too. So
Okay.
If you ask Cody or the guys downstairs, really fun class.
All right.
You learn a little bit of the trade.
Nice. Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by.
Coincidentally enough, Angel will need to use your memory correct. Over here, you have Anya, she's rolling those gold made Ybor Newman cigars. And then Marita is the one we hired to help them roll the right? Then back here, you have Hector. Hector rolls the gold banded Ybor Newman cigars. And he also rolls all 500 of those baseball bat cigars that go in the Tampa smoking spots. But they're not that big, they're a lot skinnier. I agree. And then Eli, he's doing the
amazing.
regular Tampa smoker. He's a Toro. We don't sell the baseball bats by themselves. But every year, Alexander, he's doing the Ybor Newman for this year.
So your press makes that again?
It's called the new Angel Quest. It's come out about 8-9 months or so. It's called the Angel Quest Shady. Right. But and Maria as well. But if you look at her desk, you'll notice she has 4 stacks. 4 or 5. I think the Angel is 5. But you'll notice she has half leaves.
Bien, bien, gracias a Dios.
Man, what a cool place. This place is one of the neatest factories I've explored. I'd like to start checking out some more of these places around the country. What we need to do is go check out a place like this in Cuba, the real Cuba. So just outside the factory, they have these really cool planters with tobacco plants. And I gotta say, it's the first time I've seen tobacco plants. Really cool. I wonder when you know to pick them. But just amazing, giant leaves, huge things. Nice soft texture, really cool. Pretty neat little place though. And as you can see, this is just in an old part of Ybor City. This is one of those areas that's still inhabited by a lot of probably the original people, a lot of their descendants. These homes have been handed down and down. It's definitely one of the areas that's, I would say, wouldn't necessarily classify this as one of the rougher parts of the neighborhood, but definitely the working class side of the town. But, you know, these people work their ass off, and hey, they're putting a roof over their head. I have to give props to anybody who works for a living and busts their ass and does the best they can to provide for their family. Here's the back side of the factory. This is just an old, lesser traveled part of town. It's still beautiful to me. Honestly, I love the history of old, beat down areas more so than the new areas. There's something about the nostalgia of old, aged places to me that I love. Old church over there. Doesn't look like something you'd see in the United States, to be honest with you. And keep in mind, a lot of the heritage in Ybor City is Cuban, Spaniard, a lot of Italian, more so Sicilian, and then some Irish. Behind me are just a few of the last remaining casitas. These were homes that were built called shotgun row homes for the cigar workers. And Mr. Ybor himself had a pretty cool idea. He actually made these possible to own. You could buy these casitas for anywhere from $4 or $5 up to $900. Usually had 2 or 3 rooms. Entire families would live in them. But this created home ownership, so the people who worked in the cigar factories were less likely to head back to Cuba or Key West, wherever they came from. Mainly it was immigrants from Spain, Cuba, and Italy or Sicilian heritage. And really cool things about these things is they were made from wood, had shingle roofing, no indoor plumbing though. And as you can see, they always have a nail on the outside of the door. This was so that the Cuban bread makers could hang a piece of Cuban bread there, so when they'd get home from work, they would always have bread on hand, a loaf of bread. And there always was a number. I don't see them now, these are obviously house numbers, but there was a number also to tell them how much ice they would need for their family. But these are the last few remaining casitas, and again, they were called shotgun casitas. I don't think they were used for any other weird reason other than just being called shotgun for the length of them, narrow, and they were able to fit large families. They had grandparents, the workers, and the kids living here. They're now a part of the museum, and we'll take a look around it. But really neat. What shocks me is how they were able to survive the hurricanes that we've had. And I know they had some pretty devastating hurricanes back in the early 1900s. But beautiful old heritage here. I don't know if you can see, but the wooden shingle roofing. So those are cedar shingles, and then pine, often made of pine and cedar on the siding and inside. But what a neat concept though. Pretty forward thinking for the back in the day to keep people living here instead of renting and making people very easy to come and go, give them some home ownership, reason to stay in town, and a reason to work in their community and stay in their community. And the curtains apparently were all handmade. Interesting little view. Obviously, it had no air conditioning. Everything was, they were using wood fire for the oven and for heating. I know it's hard to believe, but Florida does actually get pretty cold sometimes in the wintertime. At least at nighttime it does. The Columbia restaurant behind me, created in 1905, is the oldest restaurant in the state of Florida and the largest Spanish restaurant in the United States. Actually, they say the world. It spans an entire city block with 15 dining rooms. A lot of controversy goes on about the Cuban sandwich, if it comes from Tampa or comes from Miami. But I think a lot of the history shows that it probably comes from Tampa, with the Cuban sandwich being salami, ham, and pork. You have the ham, which would be the Spaniard side, and then you have the pork, which would be the Cuban side, and the salami would be the Sicilian or the Italian side. But this restaurant is absolutely incredible, great place to eat. Take you inside.
Bye, have a good one. Take care.
So they're well known for the Cuban sandwich and then a salad called the 1905 salad. Absolutely incredible. They make it tableside for you. And of course, their sangria is to die for.
It doesn't really matter.
How you doing? Excuse me, sir.
No, I'm saying like your shop to buy like sangria mix.
Yes, I think so. Please go to the left and you're gonna see the shop. The
shop?
shop
Down there?
in the corner.
Thank you.
Just that corner.
So a lot of these buildings are built in the late 1800s and early 1900s. So when you're walking down this, which is called 7th Avenue, the main thoroughfare through historic Ybor City, you're literally walking through time. This is a lot of old buildings that are only restored. They cannot tear them down or change the structure of the buildings at all. I want to always capture as much as I can real life, raw, minimally edited videos for you. I want to show everybody things that I always want to see. And I'm looking at it through the lens of what I would enjoy seeing in reality. I'll always try to stay somewhat positive because I think we have enough negative Nancys out there in the world. But I'm also going to keep it very real. The crime rate in Ybor City is extremely bad. It's many magnitudes higher than anywhere else in Tampa. And it's always been that way. When I was in college, I worked at a lot of the doors here and clubs, and we would have to put our money in our socks before we'd walk out to our car because many of the guys would get robbed. By the way, one of the first electrified subway systems was Ybor City in the 1900s. Obviously, those are brought back and made to look a little more authentic, but free little trolley rides whenever you want to jump on one. You can go all the way to downtown Tampa on them. Fun little experience. Let's see what we have down here. It's just neat to think that somebody laid these bricks by hand. I just don't think anything captures the way old building was. The old construction. Everything's blocked off. Last thing I want to do is get walked up on by a dog. Been bitten by a German Shepherd before. It's not fun. It wasn't a police dog. I was a kid. Made the big mistake of running from the dog. It's one of those experiences you never forget. Thought we'd take a little walk through some of the back alleys here. See if there's anything interesting to find. I think sometimes some of the best content that you can find or discover is right where they don't want you to see it. Looks like one of the back ends of one of the clubs. Probably come out these doors if you are getting kicked out, unfortunately. These alleyways are not the places you want to find yourself at nighttime. Get a little scary back here. Unfortunately, there's a lot of shootings, or has been a lot of shootings. Just last year, I think, a little over a year ago, there was a mass shooting down here where somebody just, for some reason, pulled out a gun and started shooting into the crowd. Supposedly shooting after someone that he was having a conflict with, but ended up wounding and killing one person, wounding a couple other. Guess we're not gonna be restoring this anytime soon. It's just cool as can be though when you look at the age of these buildings. And some of these on top on the second floor are residents. People actually will live up there. I couldn't imagine the noise, how they can deal with it, but they do. It's kind of weird seeing a 7-Eleven in the middle of a little area like this, but how you doing, boss? King Corona. Great little cigar bar, always crowded. Hey. How you doing? Just rolling them up?
Yeah.
How many are you rolling a day? How many?
100.
Really? 100 cigars a day? Your hands get tired when you go home. Beautiful smell. Have a good day. Rolls 100 cigars a day. And these are just a small little mom and pop cigar shops here. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video, and stay tuned for more. We're gonna be doing some more traveling throughout the United States and then hopefully getting to some other countries. So until our next adventure, I'll see you real soon.